Hello, this is Jacqueline with Vibrational Energy Solutions, and today is day 7 of our 30-day life transform journey. Today I wanted to ask, how often do you ask for things to show up or feel like things should show up in a certain way? Oh my goodness. The last few days I've been talking about generational patterns and how our environment, how our behaviors affect that. And also, when we're talking about generations, we're also looking at how our generations before us, what they've encountered, and having compassion for them on their journey. And today is Mother's Day. So, as a Mother's Day gift, I just want to honor my ancestors, my mother, my grandmothers, all of them, as well as my father and all of my grandfathers. So often we don't realize the journey that each one of us has had to take, and every insight, every bit of wisdom that has been attained along the way. A lot of that hasn't gotten shared through verbal communication, but somehow in our cells, in our DNA, we seem to have this ancient wisdom within us. And oftentimes different patterns, different learned things based on how our mother, how our father dealt with different things. A lot of times those patterns get passed along, whether it's emotional, whether it's spiritually, whether it's, and a lot of times if you're on a spiritual path or your faith-based path, a lot of times our kids give us a little bit of resistance around that. And so that's a part of being an individual and being able to acknowledge, we have this freedom of choice within us that allows us to have greater capacities to find our way and to be uniquely ourselves. So when we're allowing others to be uniquely themselves, we also get to create space for us to be uniquely ourselves, so that when we're in relationships, we don't lose ourselves. Because if you grew up with a pattern of where you needed to act a certain way, to behave, to be good, oftentimes when we go into relationships, we have a need to conform, because we've equated that conforming means we're fitting into the paradigm of what someone else expects us to be, and that will be our way to be loved. That will be our way to be accepted. That will be our way to be a part of the family. And unfortunately, that causes a lot of disconnection within ourselves. So if this is you and you're a grown-up person, what we get to do to heal ourselves is to ask, what is it that my heart needs? Who am I? What makes me me? And go do those things, be that presence, and share that space of love with yourself. And that is what will open up a flow of where you get to live from, so that you feel aligned, you feel connected. And then you can see things that you maybe didn't want to see before. And there's some, when I dig deeper to get the pearls of wisdom of why my life has been shaped in the way it was, I could share more stories with you. And when I share stories with you, it's to create a deeper connection and understanding with you, so that you can actually know that I've been on this track of wanting to understand myself. Because until I come from the space of being able to fully understand me, how the patterns have been created, it's difficult for me to support you in your own breakthroughs, because we all are a work in progress. So for me, I'm going to get vulnerable, and I'm going to share with you that my pattern for where I'm at financially right now was a lot based on what I learned. So for my dad had, I get to, you know what, and I get to have love and compassion for the journey my parents have been on, and my journey is uniquely mine. And I also get to stand in my authority and say, I am standing in my authority, that this is mine to create, that I get to stand in the flow, and I get to bring love and compassion to both of my parents, because both of my parents are my genetic makeup. This is what I was born and made from. And then the environment and the behaviors. And, you know, the whole money thing, yeah, I had grown up in a scarcity mindset. And then I was also taught that my value was based on being a part of something. And when I lost being a part of something, then who was I? And then I got to rediscover, who am I? Who am I, Jacqueline Bamanek? Who am I, this soul that's inside of this body? The soul is everlasting. This body will get old and will pass away at some point. And then I'll be back in spirit again, which I'm in spirit now. I'm just in a body. And spirit, my mom, my dad, my sister, they're still, I can feel their energy. They're just not in a body. So one day I will not be in a body, but I'm still in the field of energy. So we get what we ask for, and I have been really working with this generational patterning, and I am so grateful. My fellow coach, Susan, just got off the phone with me, and she shared with me some greater understanding of how these patterns have developed, and also a mirror for my relationship with my father, and how I've created a very similar dynamic with my son. And which, when I come from, so this is really interesting because this is a major work in progress right now. So coming from the space of healing, where I've looked at what we have and what we have not as being a direct relationship with the soul of a person, or when I look at the aspect of education. So my dad was a very loving man. He was a very free-spirited man. He loved nature. And I'm a lot like my dad in a lot of ways. My dad had a 7th grade education, which I did go to college. But that has nothing to do with anything, because you have all of these very, very highly successful people who didn't graduate from high school, who were dyslexic, who had their unique challenges and chose not to pursue the education route, but instead had other ways that they compensated and created dynamic businesses. I believe it was Einstein whose teacher told his mother that he was stupid and wrote a letter. I'm pretty sure that was Einstein. It was a major person that we look up to for their amount of knowledge and wisdom that they share in our world. And he never knew that his mother had gotten that letter until it was many, many years after he was highly successful and intelligent, and realized that his mother had taken him out of school because he was not being nurtured in the environment for the way that his brain was wanting to learn. So my dad was an amazing man in so many ways, and smart in some ways and not so smart in others. Just like any other person, just like me, just like you. We can't know everything. And even though we have access to higher understanding, we're not meant to fill our brains with all kinds of knowledge and trying to figure it all out, because when we get stuck in our heads and we're trying to figure it all out is when we can't get to the bottom of anything, because not everything is made to make sense in that way. So often we're stuck in different patterns and learning styles, and so to change our patterns, we're here to not just heal my heart. We're here for an impact to be made, and it could be just for one person. And that one person, it may affect their entire life and may affect all of the connections that they ever have going forward, just by having this simple understanding that a lot of times who we think we are is not who we are. And every incident that we have in our life that we feel that we need to break through is only calling us back home to our heart. And there's a road that we take to get us back home in our heart. And often that road is different it is different for everybody, because we're all unique and we all have our unique set of challenges, our unique life skills, we're all unique. So rather than having the perfect words to share with you, how about if we just come to an understanding that we are love, I am love, you are love, and when we come from that place, we can actually come together in understanding and in compassion and in gratitude. And that is what transcends all separation, all aloneness, depression, feeling like we're a lone wolf in the world. Because we're only that if we choose to be. So, wishing you all a most beautiful, blessed day. Today is Mother's Day, so I'm so glad to be able to share this message with you. I have immense love and compassion, gratefulness. I'm so grateful for my parents. I am grateful for my ancestors. I'm grateful for their journey. I'm grateful for all of the lessons that they learned, which in turn helped me to learn and to come home to my heart so that I can be the greatest expression of love in the world, being myself, not needing to be anything for anybody else, because whenever I get into anybody else's universe where I need to conform or create an expectation for them or be a conforming person for their expectation, we've just left ourselves. And that's no way to have to live. So you do you, I'll do me. And let's just enjoy this beautiful life that we're given, because we are so blessed. And we don't have to be alone. It's when we choose to be alone that we are separate from everything that we could be creating. And life is too short and too sweet for that. This is Jacqueline with Vibrational Energy Solutions. I hope you're making it a great day, and I am sending so much love your way. Bye. Bye for now. And with all my love, with all my gratitude, with all my compassion, I honor your journey. I celebrate your journey. And if I can support you in any way, consider this my invitation for you to reach out, say hello, and I'm happy to support you with a call to find out, is there something on your heart that I could support you with? Maybe it's a breathwork session. Maybe it's a coaching session or a coaching package. Maybe it's biofeedback. But just know that I'm here. You're not alone. And even if I wasn't here, you're still not alone. So take that in. The space of love is everywhere around you. And you are a unique gift in this world. And I am grateful for you. Bye for now.